Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another video. We have officially reached my favorite time of the year down here in South Florida, and that is because it is the start of our annual bait migration known as the mullet run. If you're a Florida fisherman on the Atlantic coast, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We've basically been waiting all year for 2 months of insane action, and all of our trophy predatory fish have been waiting as well. There's a bunch of different ways I plan on fishing the mullet run this year, but today we're doing it from a public beach with our toes in the sand. I'm being joined by my good buddies, Victor and Dennis from Land Shark Outdoors, and the goal is to try to locate some mullet and get a big, giant snook or tarpon up on the beach. Should be an absolute blast. Like I said, I've been waiting for this day all year, so let's get some bait and get to fishing.
See those guys paddling out? I've been trying to get this big hunk of muscle out on the surfboard and he doesn't want to go with me. What's up with that, Tyler?
So, to be completely honest, I was following Ryan Morey's workout plan, and I got a little bit injured, so.
Question to you
What's
is,
up?
Why are you taking lifting advice from someone that's 50 pounds lighter than you?
Fair.
Shots fired at Ryan Morey.
All right, so first order of business out here on the beach is to try to get some bait, but we're not using the standard methods like a sabiki rig or a cast net. We're gonna be throwing this right here, which we call a snag rig. It's a couple of treble hooks with a pyramid sinker down there on the bottom. I'm gonna pitch this out, the mullet are right in front of us, so I'm gonna pitch it out into the thickest part of the pod and then pretty much set the hook as hard as I can, try to snag one of these baits, and then we'll put it out there and we're trying to get a snook. There's some tarpon blowing up too, so either one of those would be awesome. So basically just cast it out there. You should be able to kind of feel the mullet as you're going through them. They're not super thick. I think I got one. All right, here we go. Mullet acquired. Perfect size bait too. We're gonna get this up on my van stall setup. I have a circle hook here, 7/0. It's a 3-ounce egg sinker. And the reason why we're using the sinker is because these mullet are kind of towards the surface and they're pretty thick, so you really want your bait to stick out, to stand out rather, to get the bite. So we're gonna pin this guy right down on the bottom, get a nice cast. We're gonna look for the part of the pod where the most blow-ups are happening. That's gonna pretty much indicate where the fish are sitting. We'll let this sit down right on the bottom. It'll be fluttering, sporadic, and hopefully catch the attention of a big snook or tarpon. First mullet of the fall 2024. Mullet run going out right now, my first cast. Now we wait. Just got 8. I'm tight. Nice fish on. Let's go, baby. I don't know what this is gonna be. I hope it's gonna be a snook. It kind of feels like one. Took a nice little blistering run right there. Now he's coming in. Victor made a really good point. What tends to happen is there's no structure out here besides that pier over there that these snook have to kind of gravitate towards. So they don't really know where to go in terms of fighting. They'll kind of just come to the first trough and swim around. It's a nice snook. Back off on the drag a little bit. I got a 60-pound leader, so not really too worried about fraying off. Let's go, baby. First fish of the run for me on the first bait. Love to see it. We're gonna just kind of surf this guy on up here. We'll wait till we get a wave to carry his momentum. Come on, baby. Give up, we're gonna get you back. Gizmo's taking a look. What's up, buddy? All right, here we go. Nice one, right?
Yeah, buddy. Good job.
Appreciate it.
I saw when that bait jumped out, I think he's gonna get
It's typically how it goes.
beautiful fish.
It is a snook. Yeah, Gizmo's making a cameo right here. All right, there we go. First snook of the fall 2024 mullet run for your boy. Nice fish. It's not season right now. This is probably about a 33 to 34 inch snook. Beautiful line sider, exactly what we're after today. Hopefully we can upgrade to some bigger ones and maybe some tarpon, but let's get the hook out of this girl and get her back. Yeah. All right, let's get this girl back. Get her by the tail here. Give her a nice little push. Is she gone? Oh, oh, oh. Careful, Gizmo. I don't want him to get hooked. All right, there we go. Some cool beachgoers right here that were rooting us on, but that was epic. First bait, first fish. It doesn't always go well the day when you have odds like that, but let's see what happens. Let's get another bait on and get it out there.
Hell yeah, brother!
Hell yeah, brother! Fresh off that fish, let's get another bait real quick. Got the pod right in front of me. There's still fish blowing up. We've only been on this beach for maybe, I don't know, 15 minutes or less. That's how it's done. One and done right there. Oh, dude. Oh, back to back. I thought I had a snook come up and try to eat the bait off the snag hook. That could happen, so you want to try to get them in relatively quickly. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Second bait has been deployed. Let's get the drag tightened up a little bit. A lot of times if you're holding your rod, you can feel the bait fish will start going crazy whenever there's a fish chasing them. That's going to indicate to you that there's either a fish chasing or they're right on the verge of actually eating your bait. So it's a good time to get ready. Get ready to be on your P's and Q's. Come up here next to my boy real quick. There you go. It'd be pretty good if we didn't have seaweed, huh? You kind of got to get hit right away before the seaweed stacks up. This seaweed is a bit of a nightmare. But don't get me wrong, super pumped to be out here. Just got to deal with it. Alrighty, so we just made a little trek down the beach to the south. We're much closer to the pier now because the bait is thicker down here. But I wanted to make a quick point. If you're gonna do this yourself, try to just travel and pack light. I got 2 rods, 1 snag rod, 1 that I'm fishing bait on in my backpack. Mine's heavier than most because I got all my camera gear in here, but all you need is like a pack of hooks, a few weights, a couple extra treble hooks and some leader, and just pack light because you never know how far these baits are gonna move. I've caught tarpon before and I land the tarpon and then I don't know, 15, 20 minutes later, they're a couple miles down the beach. So if you're gonna catch back up to those fish, you don't wanna kill yourself. Bring a couple rods, a little bit of tackle, and you'll be well off with that. They're about to get blown up. I can see how the baits are reacting right now. They're pushing up to the surface. That usually means the predators are following them up and getting ready to attack. They honestly launch their attacks like a pack of wolves. It's pretty cool to see. They'll all just turn on and start feeding at the exact same time. Oh man, that was so sick. I just saw a snook ride that wave. That was incredibly cool to see in person. Hope that picked up on camera. That was amazing. That is what we wait all year for.
With the weeds making this spot virtually unfishable, we decided to leave and head to the north to see if we could find some cleaner water. We checked several spots, but unfortunately none of those other beaches were holding bait. Victor then broke out some lunch, which we enjoyed in the back of his pickup, and then we decided to head back to the same beach a few hours later, hoping the weeds washed out a bit with the tide.
All right, so it has been quite the day. Let me give you guys an update. We fished all morning long up until about 11 a.m. and just the seaweed was unbearable. We couldn't really fish properly. We tried all different methods, free line, bottom, even threw some lures around, but we took a break, we got some lunch, and now we just pulled up to a new section of the beach. There's a nice pod right behind Dennis here. They're getting blown up and there looks like there's a lot less weed and they're going crazy. So we're gonna try it again and see if we can get some fish here in the afternoon. Oh, let's go. It is going off right now. My first bait of the afternoon going out right now. We just snagged a fresh mullet. Let's see what happens here. Looks like there's snook blowing them up close and tarpon out on the edge. Tight! Let's go. Oh, I thought he pulled. Let's go. Thought I lost the fish for a second. I don't know what this is gonna be. He's fighting super hard. Back off the drag a little bit. Could be a really nice snook or possibly a tarpon. No, bottom. Oh, let's go, boys. Came back out here in the afternoon and it is paying off. I think we're gonna have an excellent afternoon of fishing out here. First day of the mullet run. Let's go, baby. This thing is fighting hard. I'm really thinking it's a snook now because he came right to that trough just like the one did this morning. And no jumps. A jump is usually going to indicate it's a tarpon. This fish is staying down. Could be a big jack, but I don't think so. I'm not getting those head shakes that a jack would give me. Oh, it is a jack. It's a nice jack. Here she comes right up onto the beach. All right, check it out. Jack crevalle. Just another fish that likes to torment the mullet as they're coming down the beach. These things come by in the dozens and just attack the mullet. And it's a sick fish. This thing fought super hard like you guys saw. And we're gonna get it back, get another bait out there and hopefully try to get a snook or a tarpon. But this was a great little fight and a nice welcome addition here in the mullet run.
Not long after releasing that jack, a couple of thunderstorms closed in on us, and the weeds were still super thick in the afternoon, so we did the smart thing and left the beach and decided to head back when conditions were a little bit better.
All right, it is day 2 out here chasing the mullet. I was actually in Panama yesterday. I landed around midnight and I had a bunch of texts from Victor and he said it was going off yesterday. So we came out here real early this morning and we have been scouting the beach non-stop for miles and miles and miles to the north, not seeing anything. We decided to check the pier one more time because it had been a couple of hours. We walked up there and saw a decent little pod right here. It's not very big, but there are some fish on them. So got the snag rig, got the free line set up. We're gonna see if we can get a tarpon real quick. What up? Young Charlie's out here. He's the only one on this little pod right here. He's already got a 37-inch snook. One of the kids we met in the last pier video that we did. We're up on the pier catching bonita and snook, so we're gonna join him and try to get on some fish. Same technique as last time. Got the snag rig, 3 hooks on here. We're gonna pitch it into this, it's a thin pod, so it might be a little challenging, but we'll see if we can get him. All right, finally got one. There we go, that's what we're looking for. Perfect mullet right here. We're gonna get this guy out there. I only have a free line rig set up. I'm gonna try to get a tarpon, but I didn't know that he got on a snook with the bottom rig, so we might have to change. We'll see what happens. Hook this guy right here in the underneath his anal fin. This will just cause him to swim out when I tug on him. He'll swim away from me, and I want this guy to go out on the edge of that pod. Oh, that's a eat. Tight. Oh, good snook, good snook. Let's go, baby. That did not take long. Waves coming in hot. It's the nice thing about finding a pond where not a lot of people are fishing. The bite could be really, really good, really quick. Just taking it easy with this fish. No need to rush here. All right, check it out. Nice snook out on the beach, fishing the mullet run. First bait of the day, actually, on a free line. I was looking for a tarpon, but I am not mad at a snook. Probably in the high 30-inch range. We're gonna get this girl back, release her so she can continue living and making more snook babies for us. Pretty sweet, man. Right down into the milk she went. Let's get another fish. All right, bait number 2 about to go out right now. Another perfect mullet right here. We're gonna stick with the free line because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Get the guy out there. I'm probably gonna get some questions about this, so I figured I'd tell you guys. I have zero affiliation with Vansall, but I am a big fan. I've had this reel for 14 years, and a lot of people say like they're overkill or there's no application for that, but for my money, there's not a better reel that you can have for this style of fishing. This thing is solid. The amount of abuse that this thing has gone through, and you could throw it in the sand, reel it underwater in salt water, and it keeps on ticking. So like I said, no affiliation, just a fan. Wanted to shout them out real quick. This reel has caught me some excellent fish over the years. Really glad I bought it. Fish on. Oh, good one, dude. Freaking fish is so big the kid could barely hold it up. Support that belly, buddy.
Young Charlie ended up catching that big snook on a bottom rig, so I rigged one up for myself, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't buy a bite fishing bottom. So I switched up my tactics again. I went back to the free line, but instead of hooking my bait in the anal fin, I switched to a throat hook, and it didn't take long for me to have some success.
Eight. Oh, he pulled. Oh, he got 8 again. Tight. Came right to that first trough. Oh, a little snooky. Buns out, buns out. We're gonna surf him with this wave. All right, check it out. Just measured this girl. She's just over 33 inches. It is snook season. They have to be between 28 and 32 inches to harvest. I was gonna give it to my cameraman, Ezio, because I didn't have a cooler with me, but we're gonna let this girl go. She gets to swim. She's a little too big to harvest, but a great fight and a great fish. There she goes. Oh yeah, bro. I was on the phone with my buddy Victor. You guys might know him as Land Shark Outdoors. He was in the beginning of this video. He told me fish bottom, fish bottom, fish bottom. No offense to him, but the only 2 bites we've gotten today were on free line, which is pretty funny. Every day is different. You just got to try different things. You never know what the fish are going to be into that day, the way they want to eat. Today it seems like free line. We're going to get another bait and get it back in the pod. All right, we are about to get off the beach because we want to beat rush hour traffic on the way home. But really quickly before we leave, I'm going to throw this thing around. It's a swim bait made by NLBN. I caught a super nice fish on the beach last year throwing this thing when I couldn't get a bite on mullet. the pod actually pushed out. They're kind of outside of casting range. So I figured I'd throw this thing around, see if we can get a bite or two, and then we're gonna get off the beach because it is hot and we've had kind of a long day. So let's see if we can make it happen. One thing about fishing the mullet run, you're definitely gonna get your cardio in. It's a lot of moving. A lot of times these baits are getting pushed all up and down the beach. And you really gotta stay on top of them to get that bite. Whew, a little out of breath. Come on, baby. All right, no bites on the swim bait, unfortunately. That is all we have for this one. A ton of fun chasing the mullet. This is probably one of my favorite things to do and has been ever since I was a little kid. We are planning on doing a bunch of different mullet run videos, all different styles of fishing. I really want to head down south and throw this thing around and try to get on some big tarpon and maybe a snook. We're probably going to do some top water fishing with 8-bench fishing in the near future, so look out for all that stuff. I appreciate you all tuning in very much. Until next time, take care.